Buenos tardes, everybody. It is a beautiful day here on the rancho in Jalisco, Mexico. Today is day 18 of Vlogmas. I cannot believe it's day 18 already. Now, we just did a competition 2 vlogs ago and the kids made gingerbread houses, and I said whoever won the competition got to open a Christmas gift early. Now, I haven't tallied them up yet because I want to give everybody time to watch the vlog and to put their vote in. But you already know Annabelle tallied them up. When we go inside, I'm going to see where she's at. She watches it all the time and recounts them. Now, real quick, I want to give you guys a home build update. My husband just came in today after work and said that we needed to order more brick, which means most of the ceiling must be getting done already. So let's head upstairs and go look at our brick ceiling. Also, we have a couple other things coming up. In just a couple of days, we have the Christmas parade. Anybody who owns a business in the rancho does a float in the parade, or they decorate their car, something like that. We really wanted to decorate the golf cart, but when we plugged it in the other day, there was a short, so we only have so much battery on it. My husband's waiting for a solar panel. He's going to install a solar panel on the top. I'm hoping it gets here before the parade, but I'm not 100% sure. If not, we'll probably take one of the cars, but we really wanted to take the golf cart. Also, we're going to talk to you guys about the bikes. We went to look at bikes yesterday, and they ranged in price, some from very decent price, some were extremely expensive in the thousands of dollar range. And we wanted to talk a little bit more about that because a couple people said, why don't you just get a nice, cheaper bike in Coalville or somewhere else? And I'll let my husband explain that a little bit better. Let's head upstairs. Hi, puppy. Chica. Now, our workers have already left for the day, but man, they have made a lot of progress. They have this whole side filled in already. Let's go check the bathroom because I think that's fully filled in. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Amazing. All right, and then I was really curious to go check on the balcony over here. Oh, and it looks like they filled in our whole, so here's our stairs. And they filled this whole thing in. Oh my gosh, you guys, this looks so pretty. It's coming together so beautifully. Now, we were thinking maybe before we plaster this wall, we're gonna try to put some indents into the wall where I can put certain artifacts or things that were passed down in our family that are really old, because you guys know I love the history of Mexico. And in the original home right down here, there's indents in the walls where they put candles. So I thought it'd be really cool. Somebody on my channel suggested that we put indents into the wall, and then we put some of those older things into it. Somebody else also suggested we do that throughout our house, just in case we did, the electricity went out for some reason, we'd have places to put our candles. And I actually love candles. So that's something I'm gonna have to talk to Lalo about, because I think that'd be a great idea as well. Like, if you can imagine, our bed's gonna be right here, and then we have some candle spots. Now, this has been the bigger area they've been working on, our outside balcony. Man, I bet he only has a couple more days until this is finished. That is so cool. Oh, that's exciting. Now for me, it's been, my husband's out here every single day working, but they haven't needed much from me. I designed the house, I did the layouts for it and everything. So for a while, my husband really needed me to come in and be like, how do you want this or how do you want that? But since they're doing just the ceiling right now, they haven't really needed anything from me, my input on anything, which has been kind of odd. It's like kind of like I've been able to take a breath from the house for a minute, but I'm a little bit nervous when the ceiling's done, how much more thought we're gonna have to put in to a lot of things. And I think next is gonna be the electricity. All right, now let's head back downstairs. I'm gonna see if my husband is all done eating. and we're gonna talk a little bit more about the golf cart and what he has to do to fix that, and then about the bikes here in Mexico. But also, I'm bringing you guys out to the Labors, which is our family's property. It is a huge piece of property that my mother-in-law owns. This piece of property has been passed down in the family for several generations. And so my mother-in-law's not here right now. A lot of you guys ask about her. She's in the States because she has other children in the States. So she spends a little bit of time here in Mexico, a little bit of time in the United States. She just goes back and forth as she pleases. But while she's not here, my husband, Lalo, helps her take care of the property. And so it just got harvested, and I'm gonna bring you guys down there and show you what it looks like. Walking to the properties, or today we're gonna drive there, is so beautiful. And the properties, or the labors, is how a lot of people here on the rancho make an income. Actually, I'm gonna bring you guys upstairs so I can show you where they're at. Because we are a farming community, most people own a bigger piece of property, and they also have farm animals. Now this is the backyard, and obviously you can see my mother-in-law farms this as well, but this is very small compared to the bigger piece of property. The bigger pieces of property are right out here. And you can kind of think of a pueblo or a rancho in Mexico as a circle with a couple different layers. So the middle of that circle would be the plaza and the church. Outside of that little circle would be the casas, everybody's home. And then the bigger outside of that circle is gonna be everybody's property and farming land. Most people don't have a big chunk of property in their backyard like my mother-in-law does. There's just a couple people scattered throughout the ranch that do, but that's how most pueblos are. The center, the houses, and then the labors. Let's head back downstairs. Also right now in our pueblo, now Annabelle did this last year and she only lasted 1 week and then she was done. But the little kids, almost every little kid in our rancho dresses up in these costumes how they would have back when Jesus was born, but they're more brightly colored. They sing and they reenact the day Jesus was born, and it goes by road. So right now, the first couple days are going to be at the beginning roads. We're kind of in the middle, so then it'll be our roads, and then towards the end of Christmas it'll be right at the plaza. Now when they come down our road, they come and they do their little performance, and everybody on that road provides something, whether it's hot chocolate or candies or pan or something like that. It's really exciting when they come. Never mind, I had to call Chico over here because I'm scared of the rooster. If you've never been attacked by a rooster, you've never probably lived on a farm. Now that I made it past the rooster, let's talk a little bit about our golf cart, because life is a little rough when the golf cart isn't working right. So we plan to use the golf cart for our parade, but then I'm gonna have my husband explain what happened and what we're waiting for.
Well, I don't actually know what happened. I know that something in the charger burnt up, but I think I have an idea. I've never done anything like that before, but I talked about this before where I wanted to put a solar panel on it to charge it.
Yeah.
I ordered a solar charge controller for it. It should be here today. And then Abby's padrino, Jesse's husband, he's supposed to bring me a solar panel. I don't know any specs on it or anything, but when I do, I'll tell you guys. And hopefully that'll work. I don't know if I need anything else but that. He should have connectors to the solar panels, and I have wire here. And other than that, I was trying to put these speakers together to put on the golf cart, and then I had to come up with something. Either I had to take this roof off or make something to hold the solar panel.
Right, so we're not 100% sure if it will be ready before the parade, and if not, we'll just take one of the cars, I think. And then another question that was a really big question from yesterday's Vlogmas is, it was one of the top things. Why would we look at such expensive bikes? Why wouldn't we just get a decent bike for a cheaper price? Not saying we even bought a bike yet, but just saying, why are we even looking at bikes in that price range?
They're not expensive bikes. I mean, here in Mexico, certain bikes can go all the way up to 160,000 pesos.
Right. And I will say, I felt like at that store, they had a range from, you know, affordable to very expensive. You're an extreme biker. But somebody said, and I'm curious how you would answer this because you know more about bikes, and you know how much Cristiano rides his bike in the terrain we live in. Why wouldn't we go to Coppel and buy a decent bike?
It'd be like what we have now. You know what I mean? I think we've put more money into the bike that Cristiano uses right now than we're going to spend on another bike.
And we don't always put that in the vlogs, but he pops his tire once a week.
That's not even that's like the least of it.
Right.
I've replaced his sprocket so many times. I've replaced his like the whole gear drive. I've replaced everything on it. I've probably spent more money on that bike than it would have been to buy him a decent bike. You know what I mean?
And when we went to this place, the people who sell the bikes know what they're talking about, and we told them exactly, you know, what we're looking for, and he uses it every single day.
Yeah, I mean, and terrain here is so rough.
Right.
I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but even like on the trail that we go on the golf cart, I'm surprised this golf cart's still like together.
Right. We live on a mountain, literally.
Yeah, and Cristiano does a lot of downhill mountain biking. You know what I'm saying? And that takes a toll on bikes. Like I said, it just in the long run, you know, it's probably better to go for a better bike, not necessarily a more expensive bike, but that Trek that he has is a beginner's bike. You know what I mean? It's not anything special, and it's definitely not for what he's using it for.
And also, I think bikes in Mexico are just a little bit more expensive to begin with anyways.
Or it's a form of transportation. They don't just look at it as, you know, as a hobby type thing. It's a form of transportation, so it is going to cost more.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to head down to the property. We're going to get the kids ready, and we're going to show you where they harvested your mom's corn.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Let me see. Who's going to win the gingerbread competition?
Probably me, because my mom voted for me.
Because your aunt voted for you?
Yeah.
Aww.
Lacey voted for me.
Aww.
She said
Let's-
mine was cute, and then I found a pie.
Let's ask Amber. Amber, did you tally up the votes yet?
What?
Did you tally up the vote for the gingerbread competition? Who's in first place right now?
Pee-Pee, don't let her go. Look, I don't have any presents. Pee-Pee's mom's favorite.
Oh, I'm going to show them all the presents under the
She
tree.
has
The
more than
sticker.
She has more than me.
Second place.
Me.
Who's in third?
Abby.
Who's in fourth?
I'm in second place.
I'm shocked
She's in
Boo Boo's in fourth. I thought Boo Boo was going to be
She's
ahead
in
of the
fourth
game.
place, I'm in second place.
Don't let any of my children make you guys feel bad, because all day they keep saying that they're ahead of it, or they're going to write a comment to try to get ahead in the leaderboard.
I haven't said that.
You haven't said that because you're a sweet little thing.
Oh, I just put fake nails on.
Oh, yeah, just sticky ones, huh?
Just stick one.
I'm going to probably wait 2 more days before I tally them up. I'm going to tally them up myself with Lalo because Miss Annabelle might not be 100% truthful with us. Es todo.
¿No tiene 2 pesos?
I need 2 pesos. Huh?
The rubber? Why am I good then?
Maybe they just leave like that. I'm not sure.
Is the rubber sharp?
2 pesos.
Disculpe. Así.
Gracias.
¿Usted?
Hey Mom, does Walmart open? Look at it. What if you get that? Dad, it was funny because at school, everybody and everybody, she was like colorful paper, and everybody took out like 10 pesos, colorful paper. We like nice things more expensive because everything. Why does the sun blow?
All right, you guys, this is my mother-in-law's labor, or her property. Now, each property is, most of the properties are fenced in. The one right next to us isn't fenced in, but you can see the ranchos. There's some surrounding ones back here as well. Most of the ranchos, there's one back here as well, are on the mountains, and then the flatlands are where the properties are. And this one happens to be my mother-in-law's, and you can see how big it is. So Penelope's asking, Dad, are we gonna go pick the corn? So after they harvest, and my husband and Christian already did this, the girls love doing it as well. You walk through, and any corn that got left behind. We do mostly. I know. I don't know why Dad did it with just Boo this year. They go and they pick up the corn, they put it into a bag, and that's actually called gleaning. That's something they actually talked about in the Bible. After they would harvest, anything that was left over was for the people of the land that didn't have much to come in and grab the leftover corn. And a lot of families here do that. Whatever is left over, they come and they walk around and they grab the leftover corn. Now, my husband's grandpa, who was one of the original founders of our rancho, he had, how many of these did he have?
I'm not sure.
He had
At least 6.
and he had 12 children, right? 12 or 11? And 10. And he passed them down, these labors. He sectioned them off, each one to his sons. Now, the reason it was to their sons is because back then it was, if his daughters got married to somebody, they would get their husband's property they'd be able to live off of. So his got passed down to his sons, and my husband's dad was one of the only ones who got to keep it, right? Did anybody else in the family, did they end up selling them for different reasons, whether they...
My still has it.
Oh, does he? Mm-hmm. Okay, so one of the brothers still has it, but a lot of people, not just my husband's family, some people kept the properties and worked them and farmed them, and some people ended up selling them, but we're really blessed that this one is still in the family.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of people that sold their property off. They just don't use it. They don't have the means to farm something like this.
Right.
I'm gonna race until Amber says stop, okay?
Okay, go ahead. Be careful. And I was explaining earlier how these properties, because you just help your mom. You don't get paid for it, nothing. You're just doing it to help her out. But she actually uses it as a yearly income, as most people here on the rancho do. This is their livelihood, these properties.
Yeah, I mean, this is what people live off of all year.
Yeah, and how many times a year is it harvested?
Once
a year? Oh, I thought it was twice for some reason.
Some people do. People that have a well. I mean, we used to have a well here, but
yeah,
it kind of dry. Well, it didn't dry up. It's complicated.
Right. But most people, well, everybody who has a piece of property out here, they live off of it. And then, so that's one chunk of income for the year. But then a lot of people, I was saying as well, have animals on the side.
Yeah.
To help, just for living.
But you're supposed to run away from me because I have a pee-pee.
Hey, girls. it's a lot of work. I can't imagine my mom trying to take care of this. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of work that my mom sometimes doesn't see either.
Right.
You know, just even to come out here. I know sometimes we take the golf cart and stuff, and that ends up being free. But I mean, somebody still has to pay the light bill that charges the golf cart. Or if you come out here in the truck, you still got to put gas in the truck.
Right. And it takes a lot of time. You're spending hours out here while they're harvesting, or you also have to supply everything they need.
Yeah, if they're doing anything to the property, I have to bring whatever it is they're doing. You know, like right now, like I haven't had time to come over here to kill, like spray weed killer on all this.
Right.
So it's like overgrown. I have to do that at some point.
That's another good point I would like to talk about. So, if you guys notice, nobody builds their homes out here. And that was something me and my husband were talking about. Say somebody were to, because we wouldn't build on my mother-in-law's level, but say somebody else were to sell their bigger piece of property, would we want to build out here like this? One of the reasons I wouldn't, not saying you couldn't, but one of the reasons I wouldn't is because even though in Mexico they do use a lot of natural things, some of the chemicals aren't natural. And if you're looking at everything getting sprayed by chemicals, I wouldn't want my house surrounded by that.
Well, I mean, not only that, I mean, they spray it with those airplanes. That's gonna travel for a while before it settles.
Right. So I think that was one thing we also had to think about. Even your mom farming in the backyard. That's something me and you talked about that. Once our home is done, everything has to, we're going to talk more about natural things that we can use besides chemicals, which isn't 100% our decision because it's our part of the yard is, but the rest of the backyard is your mom's. But I'm sure she's not going to be like against that, you know.
I try to not spray anything that's chemical. So like all the fertilizers that I did use in the backyard were all composted.
Yeah.
The only thing that we did spray was weed killer.
Yeah.
But because we just didn't have time to stay on top of it. Honestly, it takes a lot. It takes a lot for me to help build the house, and this also takes a lot of time. You know what I mean? So you can't. If I'm gonna split, you know what I mean? I'm gonna miss out on doing one or the other.
Yeah.
I just can't do it all.
Yeah, you can't keep up with both. Guys, so this is my mother-in-law's property. It's so beautiful, and I want to bring you guys out here because Lalo's heart is also in on all of this. He really helps take care of it, mostly too because his dad was his best friend. He loved him so much, and this was really important to his dad. So whenever his mom is not here, he makes sure it's really well taken care of. Even when his mom's here, he makes sure all the things that his grandpa and his dad have passed down are well taken care of.
You have to. I mean, you have to. Or at least I feel like I have to. Just, you know, what happens if I don't? It just gets lost. Like,
Right.
you know, that doesn't seem fair to me. That my grandpa fought for this entire thing for all, not just him, but all these different people. You know what I mean? That also live in the ranch. But then, you know, then my dad kind of kept that going. You know what I'm saying? Like, how am I just gonna ignore it?
Right.
I can't.
And he kept it. So it's something really important to our family and something really close to Lalo's heart. And me too. I love the history in Mexico, and our family being a part of it is so important. And it, like you said, it does kind of get lost.
Yeah.
Like even me asking the stories of how the people founded our rancho and things like that, few people know now.
Well, yeah, I mean, think about it. Like, I'll give you an example. Like Yiyo's mom, I think she's 92.
Yeah.
So she'd be, you know, one of the last people to be able to tell you those stories.
Right.
You know what I mean? A lot of those people are gone now.
Right. And this is some of the things they just left behind for their family to be able to keep going here. It's really beautiful. It's so quiet out here right now. And as you guys can see, the properties go on and on and on. They go really, really far. All right, girls, come on.
Can you help me up?
Get on.
Annabelle, grab onto the thing.
Annabelle, that's a little one.
Money and sand. I bet I could do that.
What was that?
I'm really gonna jump. Oh, sorry. Phoebe, how about you? That was on point. Like, you could help me up. No, it's because I'm strong. Wait, help me up. Help me up. No, I need a big rock. Mommy, can you help me out?
Yeah. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, P, your turn.
Let me grab onto this. I'm gonna act like I'm riding a dinosaur. Emily, you can't ride. Mommy.
Okay, but you gotta put your foot on my knee. Okay.
Bye,
Come on.
bestie.
Ready, set, go. Penelope.
Here, I'll help her up. I'll first help her up, and then Mom, look at because we
Annabelle,
have.
you guys used to climb the big ones at that.
I know.
Give me a foot. Yeah, because it was like so give me a foot. Ready, set, jump up. Come on.
Annabelle, your turn.
I'm gonna show you. Pull all these strings right here.
And put your foot in it.
Yeah, put your foot in it.
I just thought of that. But then they were telling me, but tell me how to get in this. Tell me how to get in this.
That'd be like the stirrups on a horse.
No.
And my foot keeps sliding out. Is this your property?
Yeah, here, step on that.
Is this your property, then? Yeah. You got me.
You need it up higher?
No. Yeah.
No.
Not by me. I'm suffering in the Have you ever got really, really sick, Daddy?
Yeah.
With what?
I had influenza once.
What is that?
I don't know. It was bad. I was sick for like 13 days.
Second up, who would name it that?
I don't know.
Influenza? How many days did it last?
Like 13 days. It was really bad. I lost like 15 pounds. Just see if you can roll it.
No.
Who want to be a roly-poly?
All right, I am gonna start heading back. I am walking because in the evening I like to get a little bit of exercise every night. Lala's gonna let the little girls play a bit longer, and then we are gonna end grabbing Abby from school. She had her last day of school before Christmas break, and it is her Christmas posada. She was dressed so beautiful. I took her out to the city this morning to pick out a new outfit. She looked really, really cute, so I can't wait to show you guys that. As I'm walking and looking at the properties surrounding me, it really made me think about what my husband said, how his grandpa fought for that property and his dad even fought to keep that property. He could have sold it. My husband's dad could have sold it because he lived in California most of his life and then in Michigan. It wasn't more towards the end of his life till he got to come back to Mexico. He could have found a reason to sell it, and maybe that money would have provided something else his family needed while they were in California because they struggled. But they had to have had faith. When my husband's grandpa fought for this land, he had to have had faith. When my husband's dad kept this property when he could have sold it and everybody else around him was selling the properties, he had to have faith there was a reason to keep it. And just like God provides for us, these fathers, my husband's grandpa, my husband's dad, provided for their children. These properties, the property he has passed down, is a gift. a gift that he must have known would be priceless, something that could keep getting passed down even long after the generations are gone, and help provide for the families to come. It's something for us to remember during the holidays, because just like me, some of you might get wrapped up in, I want my children to be happy, I want them to have such a good Christmas and have all this joy while they're opening their presents. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but it's always good to stop and think, what are some things that God has given my family, maybe even generations back, like my husband, that still linger, that are still around even to this day, that we see being fruitful, that God has provided for his children, just like fathers want to provide for their family. When I look at the property in our family, the one we were just at, that's one example. On the other side, on my side of the family, I can think about my grandpa who passed away this year. I was very, very close with him. And he told me the story of his dad. And his dad had a little bit of a harder life. He was an alcoholic. He wasn't very nice to their mom. That's putting it kind of lightly. More went into that. It'd be someone you would think could never get better. And my grandpa, he passed away almost 90. He said that he's seen this harsh, mean, terrible man one day turn to God and get down on his knees and give his life to the Lord. And he never looked back at alcohol, never looked back at abuse, and started sharing the gospel within their community. And then that trickled down into my grandpa, which then trickled down into my dad and into my mom, which then trickled down into me, which then is going to go into my children. One of those gifts, a gift of salvation, that my great-grandpa had to make that decision, and that gift trickled down into our family. It makes me emotional because when my grandpa passed, I made sure he knew that, what a gift he gave us. Not just knowing the Lord, not just saying, these are the things Lord can provide for you. My grandpa was such a good living example of that, and he really took us out in nature a lot. It's half the reason I love nature so much, and showed us examples of how beautiful God made the world. So during this holiday season, those are just some things to think about and to make sure you explain to your children. I know I'm going to give you gifts during the holiday, but here are some gifts that are going to keep on giving from the Lord, which is so special and beautiful. All right, I'm going to keep walking. We're halfway down. I thought I'd meet Lalo by now, but I must be going faster than him. All right, I made it to the end. Lalo's right up here, but I have to show you guys how beautiful the sunset is right now, and somebody's actually out here harvesting. My gosh, it is so beautiful out right now. All right, let's start heading up. All right, everybody, we are back home. Abby got out of her posada a little bit later than we thought. I hope all of you enjoyed today's 18 of Vlogmas. If you have not already, please like and subscribe. Let me know where you're watching from. I hope all of you have a beautiful, blessed night. Buenas noches a todos.